Welcome back to SciTech. In this video, I want to do a teardown of this Apple charger. I want to see how it works, and I want to see if there's any parts worth salvaging. Let's get started. First, I'm going to undo the wire, and then cut it. Looking at the output of this charger, looks like there may be some gold pins. Maybe plated gold or pure gold. Definitely worth salvaging, so I'll cut this off and keep it to the side. And now let's take a closer look at what this wire is made out of. Remove the outer insulation. And as you can see, it reveals the ground wire. Taking the magnet, and it doesn't seem like it's attracted to the magnet, so it's possible that this may not be made out of iron. It could be made out of something else. Now remove the insulation on this second wire, and you can see that it's just a single wire. So as you can see, the outer wire is the negative and the inner wire is the positive. Looking at this output of the charger, there are 4 pins, and it looks like 2 pins will connect to the positive and the other 2 connects to the negative. And now let's go ahead and work on the power brick. Pull out this piece, and it looks like you can be able to change this piece to be able to plug in different types of plug outlets that are around the world. So that's interesting, and this connection here I find very interesting because I can be able to take another cable, such as this type of cable that connects to it, and these kind of cables are basically a long power cable that can plug into the wall directly. So if I wanted an extension cord, this is a good way to extend the power of your device. And now let's see how this device works. I like how it just opens and springs and closes. I find that to be very interesting. So now let's pop it open and see how it works. Very difficult to do, if I may add. So I have to go and take a hammer and try to smash it open. Takes a couple of pounds. That didn't work, so take another screwdriver and try to pry it open. And there, finally pried open. Oh, how interesting, and very basic. I find this to be very interesting how it has a little spring mechanism in the inside to be able to flip open, to be able to plug in, and then you can flip it close. So I find that to be very interesting. Now let's go ahead and go a little deeper. I'm going to go ahead and remove these little flaps since they're not needed. And now try to pry it open, and I have to say this is actually extremely difficult to open up. Of course I could take a sledgehammer and smash it and then it will open easily, but I don't want to damage anything, so trying to open this up carefully without damaging anything is actually very difficult. So I find this to be an extreme challenge. And there, now I can finally open it up. Pry it open carefully, and there, it finally opens up. Wow, this is very difficult to open. But also, look at the inside. Very interesting. This metal plate right here is very interesting because it keeps the circuit in the inside completely isolated from any type of electromagnetic field interference. Put that to the side, and now continue prying it open on the opposite side. Oh, same thing on the opposite side. Cut these wires. This right here is a ferrite toroid, which I find to be very interesting. Clearly this device is very protected from electromagnetic fields. I find that to be very interesting. I guess if the sun decides to create a solar flare, this device will continue working. I find that to be very cool and very interesting. Okay, so now let's go a little deeper. And this copper also protects from the electromagnetic field, and copper is a very useful material for thermal conductivity. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and take it and put it to the side. And now let's go a little deeper by opening up the circuit some more. And there's also some thermal paste and thermal pads inside, so this device does use a lot of power and it stays cool, so this means this device is very efficient. I'm curious to see what's underneath this thermal blob. Simply peel it off. Oh, okay, I see. So it prevents any kind of short circuits from any high voltage because of these 2 big transformers that are inside. I guess that makes sense. And I want to go ahead and unscrew this screw, which probably has a transistor inside. And remove the copper plate, which is to keep those transistors from overheating. Okay, pulled out one transistor by mistake, but that's useful. And it looks like it's still in good condition, so I can probably use that for something. I just have to look at the datasheet and see what kind of transistor this is. Carefully remove it. Now let's go a little deeper. And there you have it. Here are all of the components that I have salvaged. So far, I'm going to keep all this copper scrap, possibly use it for something else. This little transistor, I need to look up the datasheet and see what it does. Potentially useful. This little toroid. Toroids are also very cool and useful. And this connector right here is potentially useful, especially since it has some gold, so I'll just put that in my gold scrap. This, I don't know, might use it for something. And these little thermal pads are still very clean. Maybe use that for something. And looking at the components right here is very interesting. I'm going to leave these components on this circuit because I don't want to lose any of them, because the whole thing is pretty big and bulky and it's hard to lose anything. So I'll keep all the components on the circuit, and when I need a component, I'll just simply desolder and remove it. But so far, I'm going to keep everything in place. But you can see right here, it has a lot of interesting, useful components. I have to say, Apple has some very interesting devices. This device is well engineered, has some very nice components that are well organized, well insulated, protected from electromagnetic fields, and temperature controlled, which is very interesting and done nicely well. I have to say, thumbs up to Apple, because this is very fascinating and done extremely well. And there you have it. Now you know what's inside of an Apple charger, how it works, and what kind of components that are worth salvaging. Thank you for watching SciTi Tech. I hope you learned something new, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and of course click on the bell icon to be notified of future SciTi Tech videos. Till the next tech, goodbye.